What's up, guys? Matt Ledbetter. I'm back with Kyle. We are the House of Folk Art. We got a special treat for you today. We got pieces by a well-known folk artist in this self-taught world. His name is Carl McKenzie. He's a Kentucky artist. I love his work. We're going to dive a little bit into who the artist is. I'm going to tell you some personal experiences I have with some of his pieces. And yeah, man, it's going to be a great episode. Are you hyped?
I'm hyped, dude. And that is a very nice shirt you're wearing. Where'd you get that from?
Guys, this is going to be this. You and Sully actually painted this. This is a handmade paint screen silk. What do you call it?
So what this is a silk screen shirt that me and Sully printed ourselves. That's why each one is a little folky. We put some cardboard in there to get some nice texture on it. Every shirt you see that's coming up in auction is going to be unique.
So this one is going to be lot 1. And It's going to be game worn. It's extra large. It's going to be episode worn. Should we sign it?
Yeah, you should sign it.
I don't want to mess it up. I'm not going to sign it, but it was a good thought.
Okay.
All right, I'll sign it. So we're going to put them up, and we're going to start them at $1, man. So, hopefully they bring $20 a piece.
That'd be so cool.
I mean, that would be
sold
cool.
them for $20.
Yeah. And we'll ship them for like $11 or whatever it costs. $8. I mean, I ain't got to make money on shipping.
You're the shipping guy. I don't know. But yeah, we only have one blue shirt. I think there's one green shirt.
Did he just call me the shipping guy?
Yeah, you took us to we show up to the FedEx today and he doesn't go through the front door. He opens up the back door. So yeah, you're the shipping guy.
It was Postal Connection.
Okay.
Sorry. They love me at Postal Connections. We got this thing together.
Like what type of thing?
Like I spend money with them. They like me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
right.
Today we're going to be talking about folk art. A little show and tell on Carl McKenzie.
This is going to be really cool because Carl McKenzie and Willie Massey and a couple other people actually inspired me to create some really cool pieces of folk art. And it really started with the Carl McKenzie-like statues, just the crudeness of a little bit of flashiness with the carved faces. Mm-hmm. But the rest of these are just pretty much cut out pieces of wood mounted to a base and very naively painted. But you only get the scope of them when you see them together. When you see one, you don't really get it. But when you see all of these together and you realize that, wow, this guy made like hundreds of these. Dude, it really resonates.
I do think you're right
really
there.
Awesome.
It's like you see one and you think, what was that guy thinking? But you see them all together and it's like a style that he has,
Right.
Seeing the different colors of paint.
It tells the story.
What type of wood do you think this is?
Just, looks like pine 2x4s for the bases, to be honest with you. Older pine. I mean, he was born in 1905. He died in 1998. Carl McKenzie, white guy from Kentucky. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he was doing shows like Kentuck Folk Fest, things like that. Maybe not.
I read that he started. Have you heard of the Daniel Boone Trading Post?
No.
Well, that's what I heard is where he started selling them. And then like tourists would come through there because in that area, there's like a natural bridge in Kentucky.
Okay.
So tourists would come through, they would buy his art as they were traveling. And then that kind of got him into doing this more.
Right.
And then one cool thing about it, like all the arms move, right?
Right.
And so it's kind of like a blocky body. The arms kind of swing.
That arm doesn't. This arm does. This one I don't want to break, but it definitely does not. That one, oh, there we go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. He's
and
drinking
then
liquor, Old Crown.
It has like really colorful paint on all of them. The faces are all similar, but also unique.
When you're doing this, when you're into this trade of collecting folk art, you got to know the difference between cut wood and carved wood.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So a lot of times I'll take photographs of 500 pieces of folk art and then I got to title it. And when I first got into this, selling it at auction, everything is not a wood carving. You got to look really close. Cut wood and paint. They didn't carve the wood. They cut the wood. It's a cutout wood.
I see what you're saying.
And this is like Edgar Tolson. You asked me about that the other day. Did I have one? Edgar Tolson is a carving. It is not a cutout. Like he carved those pieces. This is a little bit of both. So the head and the face have carved elements. The body is more of a cutout. So this is just a 2x4 that's been cut. You can see how he made this. So like this is one piece of a 2x4 that he just cut it, and then he shaped the sides. The base is a 2x4 that he cut, and then these little arms. So this, to me, this was very inspirational to the breakdown of, wow, I think I can do that, and I want to do that, and I will do that. Now, I didn't make these. I made the little chairs by Willie Massey, but very inspirational on the folk art, on the making of you trying to make something. Now, the difference is, and I can testify to this, I've seen 100 of these, like in one place, of these statues.
Oh, wow.
So
that's cool.
There was this collector. His name was Larry Hackley, and some of you guys listening to this, you know Larry, or you knew Larry. He's dead now, but he had an amazing collection of folk art. And I walked up into a room one day, and on a shelf there was about 50 to 80 of these, and you really got the scope of what a Carl McKenzie's carving was. There were some of his really early works, like this right here is a really early one. And no, it's not as big. There's not as much going on, but it's actually really cool. And I'd take this one over some of these, at some point as a collector. But you saw some of his really early works. You saw all these animals. I mean, I'm talking about there were 50 to 80 of these statues. Then there was another 50 like turtles. He does chickens, roosters.
Did you see any walking sticks?
Yeah. Pause for the calls.
You have one of his?
I've got 2 or 3, bro.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I am the folk art man. Like, what the heck?
So what Matt has pulled out here are a few Carl McKenzie walking sticks, and you can definitely see the style of paint has carried over from his carvings. He's got some carvings on the walking sticks that he's nailed in.
This is what turns me on in the folk art world.
Just like that style of paint, or what do you
No, just the simplicity of it, just the thought. This is what I think about. I think about a guy sitting around. This is what he does. It's not that he does it for the money. Maybe there's a little money in it. 15. I don't know what he charged for these. See, that's the part I'm missing. And that's why this stuff is so connectable, because some people out there, you're watching this, you might be saying, man, I bought Carl McKenzie statues from Carl McKenzie. Like, I had conversations. He came and saw me yesterday? Guess who came and saw me yesterday? Just one guess. An artist. He always comes to see me. Come on. The one artist that always comes to see me.
Cunningham?
Who? Stacey. He's only Stacy Lambert.
Oh,
freaking came to see me, bro. I will always remember the times that I talked to Stacy in person. I made that connection. And he brought these drawings. He opened this book, and he had like 24 drawings. He goes, look through them and pick out what you want. I was like, bro, I didn't even look at them. I was like, I want them all.
He's so good at drawing.
Oh man, they're awesome. They're pastels. They're like paintings. Mm-hmm. The connection, just the thought of Carl McKenzie being alive, being in his workshop, having. Can you imagine these unpainted? He had to make them unpainted first, and then the time that he took to paint them.
Yeah.
The thoughts that he had on what colors to paint them, this and that. And then I'm thinking, now I don't know this. I know there's people out there that probably do, but I'm thinking he went to a show and he saw somebody with walking sticks and he said, you know what? I bet I can make some walking sticks.
Yeah.
And then boom, he starts creating walking sticks. And the next show he comes up with, he has 5 or 6 statues or maybe 100 statues. I don't know how many he brought to shows, but just the thought of, how many did he bring to shows? Did he bring 100? Did he have 100 statues at every show? I can tell you how many pieces of pottery Stacy Lambert shows up with. I can tell you how many pieces of pottery Marvin Bailey showed up with when he used to do hickory. Marvin Bailey would show up with 300 pieces of pottery. I'm not joking.
That's insane.
Stacy Lambert would show up with 60 pieces. You know what I mean?
Yeah, last time, how many do you think he had in hickory this last time?
Oh, probably like 30. Yeah. It was a limited number.
Yeah.
So I just imagine, I have seen 80 of these all at once. It's breathtaking. And I'm imagining this guy, Carl McKenzie, somewhere in the neighborhood of 1970 to 1985, selling these. I mean, if he died in 98, he was born in 05, so 05 to 98. That's 90. He was 93, bro.
Yeah, it said he was born in 1905. He learned to carve or whittle from his grandpa.
Yeah.
And then he went on to work a few jobs, I think, in the coal industry or lumber industry.
Right.
And he wasn't making art, maybe a little bit, but when he retired is when he really started doing this every day.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, he was prolific. He made a lot. And these are so freaking, they're so simple. Like, look how simple that is. This is basically a 2x4. It's pieced, maybe that's a 2x6 then. That's a little bit bigger than a 2x4. And then he mounted, you see the nails? Just little nails. He mounted some cutouts. And then he threw down the paint.
You think those are salamanders?
Yeah, whatever they want to be. Lizards, salamanders. I mean, I'm not a freaking biologist. My sister is, though. My sister in South Carolina, she teaches biology.
Wait, you have another sister?
Yeah, I got two sisters.
I didn't know that.
Speaking of biology, I stepped in my biology class back in 89. The teacher said, "Hey, man, can't you see the sign?" This is a real rap I made up when I was like 13.
Yeah, I mean, you can see right there how he kind of nailed in the lizards.
They're like applied lizards, and that one too. And then what does this one have on the other side? So this one has a lizard. So he definitely had a thing of... And I mean, you got to understand this. He cut these lizards out, right? He didn't carve the lizard on the cane. So he wasn't an expert cane carver, but he had the thought to make canes, and this is how he made them. So there's a big difference in being able to carve a lizard on a stick versus a cutout lizard. It's a lot easier to make a cutout lizard than it is carve a lizard from a big chunk of wood.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've seen some of your canes where it's like they carved one piece of wood and then everything.
Exactly.
I mean, that's got to be so hard.
So this is a contemporary folk art cane with paint. It's just, but it's in a class of its own because it's Carl McKenzie. It's a Carl McKenzie cane. But I was fortunate enough to see these secondly removed from the artist. So the artist made them. It would have been a trip to see a show or the Boone, what did you call it? The Boone Station?
It was called the Daniel Boone Trading Co. And I think it's a coffee shop now. I don't know if they sell folk art or anything anymore.
That'd be cool if they did.
It's near Natural Bridge in Kentucky, which is where I think Tolson may have sold there or something.
Wow. So Edgar Tolson, which is a step up because his carvings are like really good. And I know you said that Carl McKenzie is from the school of Edgar Tolson.
They were calling it like Campton School, but I think, that's when you say like New York School. It's just that region it's the school Kentucky.
Yeah, it's not carvers. That he learned. I don't think he learned from Edgar Tolson, or did they say that?
I didn't see anything about that. But yeah, it was just more so that region. I think they called it Red River Gorge or something, but you're looking at eastern Kentucky near the mountains, and sold at Natural Bridge, Kentucky. And I just think they're incredible pieces because this type of folk art is so cool to me.
So here's something I'm reading right here. It says, in the 1970s, an art dealer noticed McKenzie carving on the front porch of his home near Nada in Powell County, Kentucky, and purchased some of the artist's pieces. So then that's the thrill too, and that's the thought I have because I've seen that. I mean, I've seen a little bit of that. It's like picking, and I bet the dealer that this person writes about, this is the folkaholic. That could be Larry Hackley that found him. It could be. I don't know if Larry Hackley discovered him, but somebody discovered
and probably hooked him up.
In the old days, somebody discovered. Yeah. Discovered the artist. But could you imagine walking up on 50 of these sitting on a table? Just imagine at the Trading Post, Carl McKenzie, and 50 of his painted objects. And what do they price? It's in the 70s. What do they price? $10, $15?
That'd be so cool.
You know what I'm saying?
How would you not just buy them all?
$800, take them all. Gas was 15 cents a gallon.
I don't know. Yeah, that's insane.
So $800 was a little bit more money back then than it gets you today. But I mean, they're very, and you can't just go with one, man. Like, here's one, right? You got to have 3 or 4 to build a case that this was an artist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it shows that.
Like the bucket man. People walk by the bucket man, the bucket of the face. They don't really understand it. If I had 5 of those buckets, a big 6-foot totem, and an alligator sitting there, now we're building a case for this is an actual artist. It's not just a bucket with a face on it. This is an artist, man. He made hundreds of these.
Yeah.
So with this kind of art, I really, truly think in a collection, you need more than one. That way people understand that it's not just something that anybody made. This was an actual artist. He's got a born and death date. We know where he's from. We know where he was selling them. And he's got a backstory, and here's a collection of his work.
And also, this is attainable art, wouldn't you say?
It's very attainable. I mean, these bring anywhere from $150 to $300. Now, they can bring $700. That's what are they worth? It's very subjective. I think they're worth $1,000 to $2,000 a piece all day long.
I think they're so cool.
They're just under the radar. Self-taught art in general is still under the radar. We all know that. But these are carved. This says Carl McKenzie, 1987. So, you know, the mid to late 80s. Some of these are in the 70s. I think the early one might be 70s. I don't know if it's signed. See, this one's not even signed. But can you imagine making this? I can imagine myself making these.
And enjoying it.
I mean, the little bit that I was making that chair out there, I apologize for cussing so much, but maybe I was just in my natural element. I don't know why I was cussing so much.
Let me see that one. Let me show that one to Sully.
I'm probably cussing a lot because it's football season and I'm coaching a 12U team and they're really pissing me off.
Why?
I just need to stay. I told them the other day at the end of the practice, I said, guys, I promise you, it was Wednesday night. I said, I promise you.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting off on a tangent.
It's okay. I'll just let Sully zoom in on these a little bit, show off some of the details. So did you know about Carl McKenzie before?
I did,
Larry
but only
Hackley?
through like Slotin's auction. See, that's the other thing about this art, man. You can't just go out there and get it from anywhere.
Right.
I mean, and I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to do this because I'm still in a collecting space, so I don't want to give like all the information away. But I'm going to go to a very prominent collecting site, Carl McKenzie.
eBay is what he's pulling up.
Okay, what? Don't I mean, I didn't mean to cuss, but please don't give them. I mean, I wasn't going to tell them.
It's just so funny. You act like it's a secret folk art website.
I mean, I said a very prominent collecting source. There's Carl Block, but there's no Carl McKenzie's. So you can't just go out and buy Carl McKenzie's. You got to wait for
them to go up for auction.
For them to come up at the right. And so Slotin always has them. We always have them. We don't always have them. But it's a main staple in any collectors. And they're back to your question, they're very attainable right now. And when we say very attainable, I'm speaking of if you're trying to invest in art and you don't have thousands and thousands of dollars to spend and you want to spend a couple hundred, they're very attainable. And I highly recommend them. They're great pieces of art. They're very colorful.
It seems like I'm just going through some of the live auctioneers' price results, and it seems like he did some of the Adam and Eve style as well, which is popular with Tolson.
Right.
And the numbers that Tolson goes for is like insane. So if you're a fan of that style, like this is a good entry point.
So this is not wall hanging art. This is sculptural art.
Yeah.
All right. So you've got to have a table to set this on. This is not hang on the wall. Now you could build a frame about like that. You could decorate the edges of the frame with similar color. You could put a pin through it and mount this and then make this a wall hanging art.
That'd be neat.
But they were made to sit around on tables. It's not wall space that you need for this, right? It's more like I need a chest, and that's where the 2x3 chest of drawers decoration comes from, because I need to sit this on top of one.
It's like how antiques play together with folk art. Well.
Yes. And I love decorating with a 1830s Piedmont, North Carolina chest of drawers, a 2/3 chest of drawers, and then setting the contemporary 1987 folk art on it, which I had all these inside the corner cupboard because I think it's a trip to walk in the room and see you and Sully open those up and go, oh my God.
Yeah,
like I
cool.
love that. They're hidden. You open those bottom doors, boom. And that corner cupboard's crazy because it literally had, like, these fit. I mean, that the corner cupboard's huge, but the bottom is like that big and it's got a top and a bottom shelf. So a lot of corner cupboards aren't built like that.
I don't know if you know this answer, but like his inspiration, he had to have some inspiration for these people. He wasn't just making up random people.
See, I don't know that, but that's something that Larry Hackley would have known. That's something that Ken Fatterly probably does know. And let's put somebody on the spot right here. I mean, I'm a dick.
Are you going to call someone?
I'm calling Ken. Yeah.
Okay, well, while he calls him, I'm just thinking like, this looks like someone from Kentucky, right? Not to...
Like a good old boy from Kentucky?
I mean, he's got his gun. He looks like he's going out hunting or something. And I'm wondering, like, is this the population of people that he just saw in his daily life? And he's like, I'm going to carve that person today. Because, like, when you draw or you sketch, sometimes you just sit outside and you watch people walk by and then you doodle them. And I wonder if he did that too. Who is Ken?
He discovered Denzel Goodpasture. He's this dude that lives in Michigan. He discovered Denzel Goodpasture. He discovered he possibly could have discovered Carl McKenzie. Anyway, it. I should have looked his number up earlier, but I'd love to get him on the phone because he probably doesn't. There's people out there just like ask me something about Ab at the end of his life. I can tell you everything because I was there.
Yeah.
You know, I can tell you that he drank some crazy ass beer I never heard of, but it was 9% alcohol.
Oh, he liked Wicked Weed, didn't he?
No.
Voodoo
Ranger.
For Sully, Sully remembered Voodoo
I never
Ranger.
freaking and I could tell you that he bought his glue in a 1-gallon jug. He didn't buy those little things of glue, and he would do the flag thing, and he would pour glue all over them, and then he would set the stars and walk away, and it would all just glue up. Like he didn't sit there. I can tell you how he made his stars, bro. I'm not going to tell you, but it was fascinating how Ab made his stars. He was like an industrial star maker, and he told me when I saw him do it, he said, "Don't tell anybody I do it like this." Like what the? No. They were made completely from scratch, but he had a very industrialized way. So see, I got those stories. Somebody out there has the stories of Carl McKenzie, and that's what makes it so great. And for all I know, there's a book on Carl McKenzie and this out there. Now, we're just talking about it in the fact of a collector standpoint. We want you to know who Carl McKenzie is. We want you to see how cool they are, and we want you to pick one up or 5. I hate to mention it because I don't want you bidding against me either.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because I love them too, and if they start going for $90, I'll buy every one of them for $100. I'll buy every one of them for $110. When they get to $150, $175 is plus the juice, plus shipping, plus tax. Then you start.
You got to do some math.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
But I mean, $90, I will hammer every day at 90 on these. They're so good.
Yeah, they're worth that for sure.
Yeah, and here's the other thing: the auction is not the last money.
Mm.
You know, and there's no reason why these can't go in a gallery and be priced $1,250.
I think they are in some galleries.
Well, I don't know what they're priced, but there's no reason. And I'm sorry we're talking about price, but we're trying to get collectors into the field, and we're trying to explain that this is some good folk art for the buck.
Yeah, because what does a Tolson go for?
So we've sold 4. I think we've sold 4 Tolsons in 5 years, and around 17,000 hammer.
And
plus 25%.
Someone like me who's new to collecting, that just seems unattainable. Even though in art standards, that's still...
In the real art world, when I say real, I mean the mainstream art world, 17,000 is a dip in the bucket. I mean, it's not a lot of money.
But then you're looking at Carl McKenzie from the same region as Tolson. You know, if you like this sculptural style, this is a good pickup in my opinion.
Edgar, I mean, there's been an Edgar Tolson bring like 57,000.
Yeah,
and the story I heard behind that was it was a museum that bought it, and they're going to put it in their fine art wing. So they're making a movement to put Edgar Tolson, take him out of the folk art category. Self-taught, but it's so good. Mm-hmm. He refined his self-taught art so much that they're classifying it as fine art. And that's true. I get it.
Well, when I went to the Smithsonian and I saw a few Tolsons, I think what's cool is he did repeated scenes,
Right.
Like one would be called Paradise. Do you know what some of them are called? That
like expulsion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when Adam and Eve got kicked out of the garden.
Yeah, so they're kind of like facing away.
That's about all I know, though. I don't really.
Well, could you give us a refresh on like Tolson, like what you do know about him?
So he's a Kentucky artist,
right? Yeah.
And his work is well refined. I mean, it is carved, sanded. You can't see any. You see the top of his hat right here? You see the notch marks? Mm-hmm. Why isn't that just smooth like a piece of glass? Because he didn't want it to be like that. He didn't cut it down to that, right? Edgar Tolson's, that's how they are. They're very smooth carvings, expert carving. Mm-hmm. And for me, this is how I do it. Okay. And I've already told y'all this, and hate me or love me for it, whatever. I don't have to be a student of it to tell you when he was born, where he was born. I know that he is an upper end sculptural artist for the folk art, for the self-taught art. I don't have one because there's 17,000 and I'm not dropping that kind of money right now. I got 3 kids that I'm buying face masks for and to get them through football season. One of them wants a visor. I told him if he freaking knocks somebody out on Saturday, I'll get him a visor. Last thing I'm gonna do is send you out with a visor, and then you look like a punk. But you start slapping people around, you're gonna get a visor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got things to do. Do I want to own an Edgar Tolson? Yes. Why?
Why?
Because every good folk art book I get, there's one in there.
Yeah.
Every folk art museum you go to, there's one in there. Every time they sell, they bring 12 to 15,000. The maximum is right now is like 57,000. Hell yeah, I want to own one. I like self-taught art.
And there's like artists that are at the top of the folk art world, and I feel like he's one of them.
For sculptural art, I'd say he's definitely one of them.
Yeah.
For a wall hanging art, not so much. I don't think he did any.
I haven't seen one. But yeah, as you're collecting, if you want to build out your folk art self-taught collection, you do want to have some of the best. And that's enough, not just what it goes for. But
you upgrade. And I'm a hoarder when it comes to collecting folk art. And I think a lot of people are. I mean,
can I quote Mike Smith real quick?
Dude, I just saw that the other day. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, he always says folk art is the kudzu of the art world.
Yeah, I just heard him say that.
Because you don't just put one piece on your wall. You fill the whole wall from the floor to the ceiling.
That's right. And it's like right now I'm looking for, if I see space on the wall, I'm thinking, what R.A. Miller will fit there?
Yeah.
Or I need a snake to go above that painting.
Yeah.
Like the baskets go all the way to the bottom, but I've got a 12-inch spot on top. I need a snake to go there. So it's a very hoarder aspect. The good news is if you hoard folk art at the end of the game, or actually whenever you do, when you hoard it and you get 300 pieces and you're tired of it, send it to me. We'll turn it back into money. We'll send you the check. I mean, that's the game. It's a game, man. And you're hoping that back in 1987, you could have gone to Carl McKenzie. You could have gone to R.A. Miller. I know for a fact R.A. Miller sold his cutout tins for $5. Wow. So you could have walked in to R.A. Miller. I've got pictures in the book, in the Benny book. I've got a picture with Benny Carter at R.A. Miller's environment. There's 100 R.A. Miller cutout tins. There's a pile that Benny's buying, and he's standing there with R.A. Miller. $5 a piece. if I knew what I knew now and I was there, I would have wanted to buy everything he had. They bring $300 a piece now.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to own 200 of them at $5 a piece, let them out 3 and 4 at a time, right? There is somebody right now making folk art, and they're in the folk art game of nobody's going to pay a lot for my art, so it's $15, it's $25, it's $80.
Yeah.
There's somewhere you can go right now today, wipe them out, spend a couple $1,000s with them, wipe them out, and then they're going to be the next Carl McKenzie. They're going to be the next R.A. Miller.
Do you think so?
Yes.
I feel like
Are you freaking kidding?
I don't know. It's just like sometimes when I'm looking at all this, I feel like we missed it.
No, bro.
Like it seemed like it was so popular in the 80s. And
So my dad used to say this about picking. Like people back in I read a book one time and it started out and it was like 1885 and an antique dealer said it's all gone.
Okay.
There's no antiques left. It's all been bought. In like 1885.
That is, yeah.
That was a quotation. And that's how the book started. And it was alluding to the fact, and my dad used to say, it just goes from house to house. It's still out there.
Mm.
It's not on the back porch anymore. Now it's at the niece's house. And then it's going to go to this house. It goes from where the does it go? Don't get thrown away. I mean, some of it gets thrown away. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with an artist. You shake a tree, 20 artists are going to fall out. You just got to shake the right tree.
Okay.
I'm serious.
No, I believe you.
In Gibsonville, you shake a tree and a banjo player might fall out. There's a lot of banjo players in Gibsonville.
Well, just as I've traveled, like I don't feel like I see as many folk artists. I've maybe found
You didn't see them back then. Howard Smith had to ride hours to find these people.
yeah.
I mean, you just don't know where to look. And that's not a slight on you. I don't know where to look either. But if we knew where to look, in fact, you do know where to look. I know where Marvin Bailey lives. I know where Stacy Lambert lives. I know where freaking Walter Fleming lives. I know where Charles, you want some carved stones? I know where, what's his name? Charles Archer. I know where Charles Archer lives. And the list goes on. But that, I'm just not like diving into the artist part of it as I am the collector part. Mm-hmm. So I get the stuff from a collector, not from the artist, so to speak.
Yeah.
But if you really put your mind to it, you could get you a 30-person list. And that's all you need. As an individual, as a one-man individual, you ain't going to be able to buy from 30 artists every year. It's going to take all your money.
I feel like I've only found 2 folk artists like when I'm just out and about traveling. One time was in the mountains all the way past Murphy. There's like a little artist town and this guy was in a very small shack and you open it up, he's listening to the radio and he's painting gourds that look like apples.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I thought that was neat. And his name was The Bear. And I asked him like what he does with them. He only sells them out of that shack and he goes to one art show in Georgia each year.
Yeah.
And then there is another lady at the beach, I think near Holden Beach, called Crazy Mary. And she had just art everywhere in her yard. So you drive by and you know someone there selling art. But
Where was this?
Near Holden Beach.
Is it still there?
Mm-hmm. I want to go. I'm down.
Is she selling it?
Yeah.
How much is it?
She's selling it. She knows that she's like a folk artist now. So one piece is probably like $400 or something.
See, that's tough. And I'm not saying it's not worth $400, but man, I got to be in love with you to spend $400 with you, man. I got to it's got to hit my soul.
She sold me a piece for $250, but I mean, she had some bigger pieces that were definitely going for more.
It's tough, man. And God, bless your heart if you're a living artist. They got a saying, a starving artist. That's a saying for a reason, man.
Yeah.
But no, have you been to the Chapel Hill, Fearrington? Have you been to Fearrington yet? Mm-mm. See, when you go to Fearrington, you're going to get lit up inside. But it's so hard to be a living artist. I go so back and forth with what life do I want? Do I want to make money or do I want to just sit on the Highway 61 and sell my miniature chairs? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I know that I'm not going to sell any. I took 30 of those chairs to a show one time, priced them $15. I sold 0.
That's wild because I think they're cool.
No, they are cool. And, what do I got to price them? $2 or a stack of quarters? Give me 4 quarters.
Is it because they don't consider you a folk artist?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Because I took them to a pottery show.
Okay.
But whatever. But Fearrington, dude, we need to go to Fearrington. We got to get up with Fearrington, and let's go to the next Fearrington, and you will freaking freak out when you go to Fearrington.
Well, I see stuff like Carl McKenzie.
Yes, but not, it's all living artists. There's no dealers. So Benny Carter set up at Fearrington. Sam the Dot Man set up at Fearrington.
Okay,
so
it's cool.
It's the next generation of self-taught artists.
What I wanted to say earlier, now that we have our new phone number and email, like maybe ask the audience, did they collect Carl McKenzie or?
Yeah, did any of you guys collect Carl McKenzie? We'd love to hear from you.
Did you know him or?
Yeah. I mean, you have the stories, You'll know. Somebody out there will know and be able to tell us, why do his figures look like? Why do they have big noses?
I mean, those do, but then this one doesn't.
Right. But the other thing behind that is there's only one way to make a folk art face, and it's carve a couple notches here and there, and boom, 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 right? So they all inherently look a certain way. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Yeah. There's going to be some similarities.
But I love the work, and I'm still on the hunt for them, man. I mean, I want like 10 more. I'd love to have 10 more.
I think you're right. Like you have to have multiples of these.
I think when you have 30, you're good.
And then it looks like you have a little village of
anything
people.
Under 30 in the folk art deal, you're missing it. And it's fun to have stuff stacked up, man. I go into these collections and you open the closet and it's just like 30 pieces of folk art in the closet. You open the chest of drawer, and it could be a stack of 30 paintings, 30 small paintings, miniature pottery all over the place. For me personally, this got me in to creating folk art between Carl McKenzie and Willie Massey. And what else you want to say about Carl McKenzie? You want to keep going on him or?
I think we should. We can go ahead and get the chairs out, but do you want to first set up who Massey was?
Yeah, so Willie Massey was a black man. I mean, and here's the deal. I learned who Willie Massey was from Ron Causey. Ron had 5 or 6 pieces of Willie Massey that he had gotten from
Howard Smith.
Yeah. Howard Smith was connected to Willie Massey.
Okay.
So when they sold Howard Smith's collection, when Kimball Sterling sold Howard Smith's collection, when he died.
Because he died pretty young.
He died young. He was in his 40s. Yeah, he went in for a stress test. The doctor said, you need a life flight to the nearest hospital. His wife was going to drive him, and he walked into the bathroom. She went to use the bathroom. He died sitting on the chair. Yeah. So massive heart attack. But he wrote the Index of Southern Potters. He was an inspiration to the discovery of self-taught art. And when Kimball Sterling sold his collection, he sold many Willie Masseys because Howard had a lot of Willie Masseys. That's how Ron got his. He bought them from those auctions. And when I went to Ron's collection, I was blown away. I was like, because I got to see like 11 of them, 12 of them together. And then you start I don't think Willie Massey signed a lot of them. So I'm like, who is this? He's like, that's Willie Massey, blah, blah, blah. So you start looking him up. Then you see like 30 of them together. And it's just like, wow, this dude.
And what were they? Were they chairs? Or?
Miniature chairs, miniature sofas, beds.
He made
bird
furniture,
houses, bird houses. He made a lot of it was miniature wooden constructions, and they all had thick globs of paint on them. And he does a lot of carving on them. I cut mine out.
Do you have any of his?
I have a few. Yeah, we'll show them. We'll show them with the chairs. But it bit me. So Charles Archer has carved stone since the 60s, 70s, right?
Yeah.
He's carved amazing pieces. pieces that's brought $800-900 at the auction that he could carve today. And I talked to him on the phone not too long ago, and he said, I can't make myself do it. And I said, man, I've heard that before. I've heard that it just bites you and you just can't not do it. And then all of a sudden you lose it and you can't make. He said, well, I'm telling you what, boy, it bit me. It bit me all right, but I cannot make myself go out there and carve. And I get it because
carving stone is hard work too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, anything's hard. Cutting things out without cutting your fingers are hard, you know?
I know, but I just imagine like lifting the stone. Like it's such a heavy material to move around.
Yeah, but more it's more so like the feeling, the motivation to create. Mm-hmm. He lost it. He's lost it. Like he carved probably 400 stones. And then he just won't do it. I mean, I want to call him right now and be like, bro, send me the carvings. Let me sell them for you. He can't make himself do it. Something bit me one day. I used to tell people, I wrote it. Actually, it's in the book. I was
Benny Carter book?
Yeah, I was messing around with a bunch of R.A. Miller tins. And I sliced my finger open.
Oh my gosh.
Really bad. Should have went to the hospital, but I didn't. I went to sleep. Broke out in like a 107 fever. Right? Woke up the next day. Started making miniature chairs.
So he literally, R.A. Miller bit you.
Well, I'm saying it's like I got bitten by a vampire. You
got a venomous piece of folk art.
I woke up, could not do it.
Folk art in your blood.
Created. Let's do this. Let's cut to created, and then let's have them out. Created. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to the Gibsonville Highway 61 Miniature Chair Maker.
We're back, guys. We put the Carl McKenzies in the corner cupboard, and we went and grabbed all these chairs. Tell us a little bit about these.
So this is what I was saying. So the Carl McKenzies led me to this.
Wait, you made these?
Yes. I'm sorry. I am the Gibsonville Highway 61 Miniature Chair Maker. I'm sorry to disappoint everybody.
This is a folk art exclusive.
Folk art exclusive. We have unmasked the Gibsonville Highway 67.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
61.
Highway 61. Sorry.
But I'm not copying Willie Massey, but they're after Willie Massey.
No, you were bit by an R.A. Miller tin, and you had to make these. And yeah, I get it. When you're looking at art all day, you want to see how hard it is to make. And is this every chair you've ever made here?
There's one out in the building that I took to. So we just made one, and we're going to, dude, I want to talk a lot about this because I got so much to say about this. Huh?
So he's talking about how it went, but you tell the audience, how did it go trying to make a chair today?
Okay, so I made all of these about 3.5 years ago, okay?
With the intention of doing this.
With the intention of making hundreds of these.
And
so this is like 24, 25. I think I might have broke a couple on the way, so I probably made 27 total.
Okay.
In the span of about 3.5 months. I got to the point where I could not make myself go out there and make them. I'd be like, I want to go make some chairs. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't get the whatever it took to put my shoes on, go outside. So I get it when Charles Archer says, I can't make myself do it. All right. So I finally got hyped about I want to make some chairs. I'm going to make 4 chairs today. So we go out there. This is the first time I've cut my bandsaw on in probably 3 years to make these chairs. I've had to do some stuff around the house, but dude, I forgot everything. Like my legs didn't add up. My legs were not equal. Like one leg was like shorter. I forgot that I glue all the legs, let the legs glue, and then I come back and put the tops on. So I got a chair glued. I'm making the sides. I'm trying to put it all together. The leg falls off. It's like finally like, never mind. But the struggles of creating, man, they're really there. And obviously I figured it out. I was able to make these. And I'm not a real artist. I don't have to make art to survive. I love it. it was really fun making these, and I've made probably 200 other pieces of art that are other things, drawings. I've made a few more sculptural things. So I have it somewhere in me, right?
But it's hard to do what these folk artists do, where
It's very hard.
are committed to just this number that is insane. Like the volume that some of these folk artists do.
47,000 by Howard Finster. Benny Carter's in the 10, 20,000 range.
And when you had Brian on,
24.
remember when you had Brian on and he was talking about he went to Finster's house and he was just making art all night.
Yeah.
He couldn't even stay up and talk to him. This guy was just driven to make
Right.
art. And you got a piece of that, but
Yeah.
you also got a piece of how you can't just do this.
Of reality.
Yeah.
And so here's what I struggle with. Dude, I'm scared to try to do this again.
I don't know how you made that one.
I don't either.
Like the little pipes. How did
cut
you do
those-
that with a bandsaw?
Yes, look at the edges.
No.
I did it with a bandsaw, not a scroll saw.
I don't see you doing that again.
So I fear trying to do this again. I do that with my drawings. I'll draw something. I'll draw my snake gardens. I draw these snake gardens, and they'll be so good. And I'll be like, oh my God, I can never do that. So I'm just scared to try to do it again. Like in my opinion, it comes out so good.
Well, also when you were making that one, you weren't trying to make that. You were just making.
It just happened.
Exactly.
This was one of the last ones I made, and then I stopped. And most likely I stopped because the fear of trying to do that again and not being able to do it. And I mean, I don't know what you call that, but that was a real thing. And so 3.5 years later, I thought today, let's do it. And I kind of now am like, you know what? I remember how I did it. Let's go do it. So I'm gonna go back out and I'm gonna churn some out. But today, trying to do it, I got to where I can make these pretty quick. Today, trying to do it, I totally dropped the ball. I mean, you got the picture because your last shot, you see the chair, but shortly after that, it falls apart, and I'm like, screw it. Right?
But I think that is cool to see because so many people say, I could do that. I could do that.
Bro, do it.
Yeah.
And don't do one. Anybody can do one. Now, if you're talking about a skilled, putting paint on a piece of plywood, there's really no skill involved in that. Carving something, that's a skill.
Yeah.
Making a basket, that's a skill. But painting and cutting wood out, like I said before, there's a big difference in cutting and carving. These are not carved pieces of wood. These are cutouts.
Right.
It's a big difference.
Huge.
I mean, can you imagine taking a pocket knife and carving? And what these are, this is one cutout, and I chopped it up. So that's why they all look the same.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Now, those pipes are like not applied. Those are part of the thing, you know? And I don't know where this just came to me. All I wanted to do was make a bench. And then it just popped in my head. And to be honest with you, this is the last one I made right here. I made this one after I made these. Have you seen this? It's pretty tough.
Oh, dang. That is so cool.
Table dancing in New York City. And so it's a play off of
Benny Carter.
Benny Carter, Bill Trailer. You know, it's a little bit of the trailer guy with the hat. It's a short play off of that.
I like the depth you did there.
Well, and there's another painting that goes behind it that kind of does a bigger cityscape, but I just brought this out. But I question, can I do that again? This was about 3 years ago. So I question, could I do that again?
I think this is cool to see because you always talk about try to do those windows that Benny Carter did.
Dude, it's hard. You put 50 dots down and you realize, oh my God, I've only done one skyscraper and I've got 14 skyscrapers to do.
Yeah. And what does it say? Get off my table, Sam, by the Gibsonville Highway 67 miniature chair maker.
61, bro. Why do you keep scrolling that up?
I'm sorry.
But there's big ass signs out there that say Highway 61. Gibsonville. So I'm not an artist, man. When this goes down in the history books and Matt Ledbetter's no longer, You know what I really hope I do? I hope I produce. Well, the Benny book's a wrap. I got to raise $17,000 more. We're going to print 500. Then I'm going to cut the book in half, and I'm going to sell a 200-page copy on Amazon, print on demand. It's not going to be special. It's just going to be a book. Matt Ledbetter will forever live forever in that book. I want to produce more and more books. That is the one way I feel like you can leave your legacy. Produce some books. You're going to be there. The art will go from shelf to shelf. I guess my kids might keep one of these, throw the rest away. I don't know, and I don't care. I wasn't making them for that, but I'm just saying they're never going to get sold. I get it, right? But damn if it wasn't fun making them. And the evolution, man, I learned a lot because the evolution. So like just from these that I have, I went through an evolution of dots. So like actually, to be honest with you, Jet dotted that one. I made the chair, Jet put the dots on it. But just from this dot pattern to this dot pattern.
Yeah.
I mean, you see how much better I got at dots.
Yeah.
I mean, this one is a very skilled dot. It's not easy to put dots on things.
What were you using, a paintbrush or a stick?
I can't even remember now, but see, that's the other thing. Nobody told me what to use. So I started out using a paintbrush, and it comes to light that it's easier using like a Q-tip or like just an end of a piece of wood, like a toothpick, right?
You know, back to Carl McKenzie, he actually made his own brushes to do this.
That's pretty cool.
I think that's neat.
I mean, that's another element of it. And what do you mean he made his own brushes?
A lot of the things I was reading, he would split wood to make brushes to paint them. Now, I don't know if that's right. Call into the folk art number. Let us know if that's a lie or not.
I don't know if there's anybody out there that is still alive that, I mean, you had to be 40, 50 in 1987. So that's almost 40 years ago. You're going to be 90 right now.
I know, but imagine their kids. They're like,
I get it. Yeah.
They have 100 of these I don't know what to do with.
You got $30,000 in your hand. Yeah.
Sullivan's picking up one of his walking sticks now.
My best painted cane, bro. Bring that walking stick over here. Let's show him what. Let's see what did you do over there with the walking stick?
Bro, I'm just enjoying myself.
I know. See? All right. Guys, this is the best cane that some of you guys have ever seen in your life. Look at how high the relief is.
Going back to McKenzie again, he applied the lizards to the cane, and then these are carved from the cane.
This is one large piece of wood that these are carved. These are not applied. And this paint is right. It's like 1940-ish paint. And it's so light. The wood is really light. It's almost like balsa wood. And I love it when people think, that's a nice cane, but it's far from 30,000. That's the great thing about folk art, man. You can price it whatever you want. I mean, please, if somebody has a cane by this maker, let me know.
Well, also, it's in your collection, and you're not getting it for less than $30K is what you're saying.
Well, that, and I mean, I know anonymous folk art, and like one of the comments was, there's no anonymous art that's worth that much money. Oh, contraire. You know what I'm saying? So there's hella anonymous works that are worth, $10,000, $20,000, $120,000. And that's one of them. That is such an outstanding cane. But back to the chairs. So the evolution, and then here's the other evolution. So the very first chair I made.
Is it this one here?
No, that's Willie Massey, bro. Here's number one.
Okay. I knew it was ready.
Oh, I signed it number one. But I didn't sign it number one until I made about 10.
I think that's a great comparison to the Willie Massey.
I was looking at Willie Massey. That's the chair I looked at to make this. And clearly, and I signed it in marker, Matt Ledbetter. But clearly you can see the old paint, new paint. I mean,
yeah,
older paint, yesterday paint, painted yesterday, right?
Yeah, the paint just looks so thick on this too.
But I evolved to this, applied. Look at all the applications of the snakes on the side, the applied things on the side.
Just going that much further.
Yeah. So the artwork itself evolved. And maybe I evolved too fast. Maybe I should have made these for a year, made 50 to 100 of these, then started putting polka dots, then made another 50 to 100 of these with the applied. So maybe I just evolved a little too fast. So I sold this actually.
To who?
To Ron.
Oh, and you got it back.
Yeah, because he died and he left it on his car. So, but you know what I sold it for?
$15?
I think like $8. Okay, he beat me down to 8, right? I asked him 15, he beat me down to 8, and guess what he did? He went to the bank and he brought me $8 in pennies. So this was the only chair I ever sold. I sold it to Ron, right? I priced it to him $15. I had them all priced for 15. 18, 18.
How much did he pay for it?
That's why he said 8. Because I said 18, he said 8. He beat me down to 8, bro. And then he went to the bank and got $8 worth of pennies and paid me in pennies.
That's messed up.
Yeah, it was screwed up. But he rode around with it on the top on his dash. Look, I put 2 Ron.
That's cool.
So anyway, that's that. I mean, look, I sympathize with any artist out there that creates because, dude, it's not easy. It is something that you have to work at. You got to keep going. And man, anybody who says I can do that, I bet you can do that. But can you do it for as long as that artist did and come up with half the pieces they did? That would be the question.
Well, maybe one day you'll be like 65 and you'll pick this up and you'll just become the Highway 61 miniature chair maker.
I am the Highway 61 miniature chair maker. But, I mean, how cool would it be to have 500 of these behind us?
Right? Yeah.
This is 24. Can you imagine 500?
Yeah, 500 like that too.
Ooh. See, that scares me. I don't.
I know, but you got to be retired to do something like that, I feel like. You can't be worrying about football tomorrow. You can't be worrying about the auction. You got to be like, this is your world. And making the chairs.
I'll be honest with you. So for my football team, I make hit sticks. And they're a bit of folk art. I just cut a stick, put a hole in it, and build a chain. Let me show you one. I got one right out there.
Yeah, go grab it.
They're really cool. Keep talking. Tell me what you really think about the chairs. I won't hear it until
Okay, so we posted a video of these chairs the other day, and I think people like seeing these because they are, Carl McKenzie comes from the school of Tolson, we'll say that. And then you see Matt sees all these different types of folk artists come through his auction house, and this one is so cool because it's got the Benny Carter in it. It's got the Bill trailer, which we'll probably never own, but this is a way to still enjoy folk art and those artists. It doesn't have to be something that he ends up selling. Oh gosh.
So this has been about 3 years now that I give these. I call them hit sticks. And when one of my 12U football players makes a big hit, we give these out at the end of the game.
God. And then they go and beat the shit out of the other team.
So they get to hold the hit stick for the week. And I mean, that's legit. Like it ain't going nowhere.
This hasn't caused any issues.
Not yet. No, not. I got to where I give like 3 out because what if 3 kids make 3 big hits?
Yeah.
And I used to have a dog bone that I gave out, but somebody kept the dog bone.
That's what NC State does. I think they give out a dog.
Yeah,
bone.
I didn't make this up. Yeah, this is a thing. Like I got it from some higher ups.
The hit stick.
That do it. So yeah.
I don't think I can get this off.
You don't deserve to wear that.
What's fun is walking to the game with 3 of those hit sticks, carrying them.
Yeah.
And then saying, like last year, we were really good. So I was like, who's going to get it, boys? Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? And they would all be like, oh. Now I'm talking about 11 and 12-year-olds. So you got to imagine that. But some of these kids are like this big.
I know.
In cleats and helmets, they're this tall. And I'm 5'10". So they're big. But that's a form of folk art. Well, I enjoy talking about my chairs. Let's end it with a little bit of Benny Carter banjo.
Okay.
All right, so we got these banjos right here. These are so good. One of these I got at Liberty. Do you do understand that if we find these at Liberty,
I would go insane.
yeah, but we would be fighting. Like our friendship would either get really good or really bad.
I can imagine, like, if I found this without you and brought it back to the booth, that you would fight me.
No, I wouldn't fight you, but if we found it together and it was like, no, it's mine, I would fight. So here's a poem on this one. I came from North Carolina to Johnson City, Tennessee. I came from North Carolina. First New Year's outsider auction to see. We had a big old party the night before the sale. I ate and drank so much the next day I felt like hell. Old Kimball Sterling is going to cry for me. I'm a poor folk artist from North Carolina who has come to Tennessee. So Kimball Sterling used to have you can't hurt this. Kimball Sterling used to have an outsider art auction on New Year's Day. What he did though one time was he had a big New Year's Eve party. Everybody was hungover, just felt like the next morning.
Yeah.
For the auction. So Ron told me this story. So Kimball Sterling's place is like on a corner of downtown Johnson City, Tennessee, right? Huge building. So Benny Carter and Ron arrive to the auction. They park. They go in. They start drinking liquor. About 3 hours later, Benny's like, I'm going to go out to the car and get something. He walks out the door. Comes running back in. Ron, they stole the car. Somebody stole the car. Because I guess he had valuables in it. I don't know, guns or whatever. Ron's like, what are you talking about? They stopped the entire auction over this. Somebody stole Benny Carter's car.
That's incredible.
Kimball says, guys, you didn't park it there. Go out that door. And then he starts bid calling again. Ron told me that story. What a hoot, though. So
I love on this one, too. Like, look at how he spelled Kimball's name. He Killball, and then he forgot the M, so he added it to show that to the camera.
I've never seen that before. But see, that's folk art at its best. Like, literally, I have never noticed that. But here we are. I've owned this for 3 or 4 years. Here we are.
Can you see that, Sully? Yeah. Like, to a folk artist, that isn't messed up. He just says, oh, yeah, the M goes there. It's pretty neat.
But the thing is...
Here, show off this one.
The thing is, so this one's really special to me because...
Was it in the House of Blues?
No.
Because it says...
There's very little Benny Carter in the House of Blues. Go ahead.
It says the House of Blues on the back.
Yeah, he's just promoting the House of Blues.
Oh.
Maybe he thought that this would get into the House of Blues. So
okay.
Benny was very he wasn't pissed, but he didn't have a lot of art in the House of Blues. I'll be honest with you. If you're down in blue, come to the house for great food and art. And when you leave, you will have a change of heart. All right, so here's the poem.
Wait, hold on. Can I read this real quick?
Yeah.
On the front of this one, it says, Sterling's Limousine Service. Folk artists, hookers, drunks, smokers, African Americans, Indians, poor whites, ride free, all others, $100 a mile.
Yeah.
Do you not think that's hilarious?
I mean, dude, that's Benny Carter. Like,
and he spells limousine Limozine. That's cool.
Yeah, that's about how I would spell it. I don't know how to spell limousine. All right, so here's the House of Blue poem. So Benny was a poet, man, and these are in the book, but I got a picture of Kai Ledbetter and Jax when they were like 5 years old. I had just found this at Liberty, and I got a picture with them holding it. It's so cool.
I can't believe you pulled these out at Liberty.
No, this one, I got that one from Kimball Sterling.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so here's the poem. It says, went to the house to get me some food, hoping it would put me in a better mood. Opened the door, and what did I see? Heavenly art looking back at me. Went to my table and took a seat. The waitress brought me my food, and I began to eat. The more I ate, the more I looked, said to myself, this place looks like it came out of a book. When I had finished with my food, I got up and I went on the move. Great art everywhere to be found. No wonder this is the #1 place in this town. So when you are near a house and down in blue, do what most people do. Come to the house for great food and art. then you can leave with a change of heart. Love a folk artist. Love the House of Blues, Benny Carter. But I'm telling you, when you go to the House of Blues, closest one to us, I think, is Myrtle Beach. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool because you walk up. Have you ever been?
Not in a long time.
So a lot of people know the House of Blues as that's where the music is. They do music every night, and they do. Mm-hmm. But if you're in the art world, you know that when you walk up to the House of Blues, the first thing you see is like 30 pieces of art drilled onto the wall outside.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy Lee Sudduth, Ab the Flag Man, you name it, it's there. You walk in, as soon as you walk in, the floors are painted. Who's the guy? Cedar Creek Charlie. Like Cedar Creek Charlie's house is freaking amazing. Everything is, the walls are painted. And every 3 foot, there's a piece of high quality folk art. Jimmy Lee Sudduth, R.A. Miller, Ab the Flag Man. I don't think they have a piece of Benny Carter. I do not think. But I mean, I'm telling you, they have hundreds of pieces of art. Y'all would go and drink a beer, and you would spend 2 hours walking around looking at the art. So it's a great place to go if you like folk art.
That's crazy because I remember going as a kid and just seeing like the memorabilia. I don't remember seeing the folk art.
Yeah. Well, and what's cool is it's all framed by one person who makes the frames, and they make it to fit the art. So like it's not framed in some just frame. Like they built an oversized frame and they cut out whatever, and they painted the frame to kind of go with the art. So it's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. I highly suggest anybody that loves self-taught art to go to the House of Blues. None of it's for sale. You're not going to buy any. It's screwed to the wall, but you can get an eyeful.
Dang.
It's really cool. It'll make you appreciate it. And I almost cried the first time I saw Ab the Flag Man's work.
That would be so cool to see it like in the wild, I guess.
Yeah, in the wild, in a place. We'll see.
And you knew him. So.
Dan Aykroyd started the House of Blues. Him and another guy.
Ghostbuster?
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd. The famous actor. Dude, I was born in 82, so I don't know much, but they played the Blues Brothers. But anyway, he was owner of the House of Blues. I think he's recently sold it. But they stacked it full. And every House of Blues is like that. The one in Chicago is like that. The House of Blues are around a lot of different places. But great place to go see some art. Well, guys, it was great talking to you about Carl McKenzie, and I got to show off some of the miniature chairs and just talk about how the art kind of hits you, then it leaves you, then it might hit you again. And let us know if you're a struggling folk artist out there, man. I mean, I know that there's some... Benny at one time, as much art as he created, that's what he talked about, being a struggling folk artist. Taking a month to make a painting, pricing it $600, trying to get what he thought it was worth, and nobody wanting to... buy it. And then an art dealer he told, I was told a story. Let me tell you this story.
Okay.
There were these two art dealers from New York, or collectors, and they got with Ron. Ron was kind of helping Benny sell some stuff, and they had met Ron somehow, and they set up a meeting. So Ron went and picked him up from the airport, got him to the hotel, took him to Benny Carter's house. Benny Carter knew that they were buyers from New York. They wanted a piece of his art. So he sits down. He says, "Honey, will you go get me a beer?" She gets him a beer. He says, "Sorry, I'd offer you a beer, but it's my last one." Drinks the beer. "Honey, will you get me another beer?"
It
She
wasn't
brings
his
him a beer.
last one, was it?
"Sorry, I'd offer you this beer, but it's my last one." Everything, and I'm talking about Benny's house had hundreds of pieces of art just laying everywhere. Everything they picked up wasn't for sale. Finally, about the third time that he said, "Honey, go get me a beer." And he said, "Sorry, I'd offer you this beer, but it's my last one." They finally said, "Okay, we're going to leave. It was nice to meet you." They got in the car and said, "Ron, don't you ever bring us back here." I mean, he was just in a mood, and he could have sold some art, but he just got jaded a bunch by dealers, collectors who wanted things for nothing. He'd price it $100, they'd offer him $50, then they'd sell it for $400. Things like that. So, dude, I know it's tough in the art world, man. If you're an artist, it's definitely tough, but keep at it, keep going, and your stuff is appreciated. So we're the House of Folk Art. We will be back, man, because this is what we do on Fridays. We stop everything and we shoot.
And now we're gonna go. Are we gonna go finish that chair?
No, because it fell apart. I aborted.
All right.
From the House of Folk Art, me and Kyle and Sully, we'll see you next time.